Welcome to our Chef at the Market virtual demonstration brought to you by RV Ag. Each week we will be featuring local chefs who will be sharing recipes using farm fresh products sourced from the RV Ag online marketplace. For more information or recipes, visit our website.
So I'm Julie Moon and we're making a summer carrot salad today, and we're going to start with carrots that came from Little Green Farm, and they're organic. The one thing, they didn't have any greens on them, but if you want to, before you grate them, make sure, wash them, peel them, and then grate them. So we're using a food processor. I've already started because of the noise. But you're going to grate about 4 cups, which is about a pound of carrots. The nice thing about this dish is it actually is so bright and brilliant in color, it will actually help brighten up like a bland dish, like white fish, white chicken breast. And all you do is dump it in a bowl. And then we're going to actually add about 1/4 of a cup of finely chopped celery. Alrighty, and then the other ingredient, which we got from Hobby Hill Farm, is the jam. Now you can use any combination of flavors, but they had a carrot cake jam. Oh my gosh, you should smell this and taste it. It's fabulous. So we're using carrot cake jam. And we're going to put about 4 tablespoons. So you put about a tablespoon for each carrot, roughly. But this is 4 cups. They were really large carrots. So we're going to... And the reason I would use jam rather than sugar, especially with my diabetics, is if it's homemade like this or made by scratch, it actually has less sugar. It has more fructose, which is a natural sugar in it, which is really good if you're watching inflammation, like arthritis, diabetes, any of those autoimmune disorders. Next thing we're going to add is 1 to 2 tablespoons. Alrighty, of honey, and you can actually make this spicy honey if you wanted to by adding a little cayenne or pepper. Alrighty, and then we're going to add kombucha, and we're going to add about 3/4 of a cup. So the kombucha today came from Soul Smith Kombucha Company. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and mix that in, and then all you have to do is mix this together really well, and I advise that you chill it for about 15 minutes so the flavors have a chance to meld. One thing, people are very conscientious of eating carrots, especially if you're diabetic. There's something called a glycemic index, which doctors always say, eat good carbohydrates. Well, how do you know if it's a good carbohydrate? And it's because it doesn't cause a big insulin response. And so that's where the glycemic index comes in. So carrots actually are high glycemic, but they have what we call a low load. It's only about 7. So that makes it a healthy carbohydrate. So this is actually good for diabetics. And the jam, as we said, has less sugar than a prepared granulated sugar. Just look how gorgeous this is. You've got the brightness of the carrots, and you've got the little bit of green, and you've got the kombucha, which just brightens the whole thing up. So I highly recommend this, and it's nice, it's light, it's very juicy, and it's just delicious. And will be great for a summer salad. The beauty of this is it's so bright and colorful, it actually will enhance a dish that's bland or white. And so like white fish, any kind of white fish, or say a white chicken breast, I know at Thanksgiving when we had white turkey, white dressing, or grate dressing, and mashed potatoes, we always do a carrot kind of thing at Christmas, but that's a winter. This is more summer, but if you put it as the little bed under your protein, it'll look fabulous. So we're also going to make today a kombucha-based dressing. And the reason is kombucha usually comes in 15 to 32 ounce container. And so what else do you do with kombucha? Kombucha is actually a fermented tea of sorts, and you can make it any flavor. Now you can make this at home, but the people at Soul Smith Farms, the kombucha they make is already done for you. So today we're actually doing a carrot flavor, carrot orange. So we're gonna play on that. And the beauty is you can do this at home with a common everyday mason jar. So if you're diabetic and you wanna make a homemade dressing, this would be easy, fast to put together, and you're gonna use equal parts of oil and kombucha. So you could make half a cup, 3/4 cup. I'm actually gonna make about 2 cups. And you can use the base recipe and then change it up any way that you like. So kombucha, the reason it's so good, especially for diabetics, it's also good for gut health because it's fermented. And it is really good on your stomach, but for the dressing, it makes it acidic. Now, we're using carrot kombucha, so it's not real sweet, but if it was a really sweet dressing, you could add like a teaspoon of vinegar to just give it a little bite. So what we're gonna do today is I brought some herbs, and I have a little out of my garden, oregano, basil, rosemary. If you have fresh, if you don't, you can just get Italian dried, and that will work just as well. So let's just give this a little chop. So we're just gonna give this a little chop, get them kind of minced up here. And again, if you would let this sit for a little while, the flavors will actually infuse. Alrighty, then we're gonna mince a clove of garlic. I already have it peeled. And I have a mincer. And you want to scrape this part off and put it right in. Same with this, because we want all that good garlicky taste. All right, and that's how simple this is to make. Now you got to be careful because it's fermented. If it is really fizzy, you're going to want to crack and let the dressing breathe. Oh, it smells wonderful. So that's a way you can use a healthy dressing. You can add other things, probably a little bit of salt, but if you're watching your salt, you don't need to do it. You can also add mustard, and because this was orange-based kombucha, you could also even add some orange peel. So lots of great things going on there. But you can add honey, you can add cumin, you could add a little hot sauce, spice it up a little bit. And again, this is sort of the base, so you can take it anywhere that you want. The reason kombucha is so good for diabetics is the fermentation process actually eats all the sugar out of the kombucha. And so it makes it not only fermented, but nice and acidic. So it's a great base for a dressing. And that way you don't have to drink the other 20 ounces if you use it for another recipe. If for some reason, like you made your kombucha, now this from Soul Smith Kombucha is full of flavor. But if it wasn't and you made your own, I actually use a product from doTERRA, and it's actually clementine, or they have orange, or any of the citrus like lemon to kind of spice it up and really give good concentrated flavors. So you actually could put this in your dressing and just use like 2 to 5 drops.